Hi, this is Andre, and thanks for checking out Synthisophy. Synthisophy is the scientific integration of the wisdoms of history into our present culture. Let's take a look now at Chapter 1, Democratic Republic. The United States is a democratic republic. Let's take a look now at the roots of those words to get a better understanding of what those words mean. The first one we'll talk about is republic. Its root is res publica, which is Latin, and it stands for the state, the republic, or commonwealth. The second root, demos, Greek root, means the people, the populace, or specifically in ancient Greece, the common people of an ancient Greek city-state. Krasi is also a Greek root. It is a derivative of kratia, which means power or rule. So a democratic republic is a state ruled by the people. Now, there are two kinds of democracy. The first one is a direct democracy, and that's a state in which the people exercise by direct vote the powers of sovereignty in all aspects of government. In our case, this would be the citizens electing their president, citizens creating and voting directly for all laws, and citizens electing judges to judge all laws. The second version of democracy involves a republic. A republic is a state in which the exercise of the sovereign powers rests in the representatives elected by the people. In our case, at the federal level, we elect representatives into the presidential and legislative branches, legislative being Congress, and our president and elected representatives in Congress select members of the Supreme Court. This is the second kind of democracy, a democratic republic. The first democracy in civilization was a direct democracy. It was in Greece during the classical period, about 450 to 330 BC. In this classical period, the government of the city-state was a direct democracy, the first of its kind, a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. At any particular point in time, not just on election day, an estimated 75% of voters were participating in government in one form or another. Our American democracy is government by the people through their elected representatives, meeting at stated intervals, i.e., a democratic republic. In Athens, the people were the government. They exercised their powers not at intervals, but at all times and in all areas. As a matter of fact, our word politics is derived from the Greek word polis, city-state, where citizens played a highly active role in the politics of government. Here are some quotes from our founding fathers clarifying their reasoning for a democratic republic versus a direct democracy. Note they are describing the problems of a direct democracy and the need for a democratic republic. James Madison, in the Federalist Papers, number 14, 1787, said, "In a democracy, the people meet and exercise the government in person. In a republic, they assemble and administer it by the representatives and agents." Benjamin Rush, signer of the Declaration of Independence, 1789, quote, "A simple democracy or unbalanced republic is one of the greatest of evils." John Witherspoon, signer of the Declaration of Independence, in 1815, wrote, quote, "Pure democracy cannot subsist long nor be carried far into the departments of state. It is very subject to caprice and the madness of popular rage. They are also very apt to choose a favorite and vest him with such powers as overthrows their own liberty. Examples, Athens and Rome." End quote. So the idea then is balancing democracy and republic. It's easy to see the need for a democratic republic versus a direct democracy given the size of the modern United States. Today, there are over 250 million voting citizens, and in a direct democracy, we would all need to actively participate in government. Imagine a scenario in which each of us is called upon every day to participate in discussions on current social issues, legal issues, make decisions about everyday processes, create new policy and law, and then all citizens vote on such. If this sounds difficult, you're right. It would be impossible given the number of tasks our government addresses on a day-to-day basis at the local, state, and national levels, and the simple fact that we are all hard at work trying to make a living in our fast-paced modern economy. Restated, there are simply too many people and not enough time in our country to make a direct democracy feasible. Most of us have too many other responsibilities to participate directly on a full-time basis in politics and government. As such, citizens put their faith and trust in the hands of their elected officials. In a democratic republic with representatives proportionate to their constituents, it is easier, in theory, to ensure everyone's voices are heard at the state, local, and national levels. Note the term democratic republic is itself a centrist term. To learn more about the process by which our ancestors developed the notion of democratic republic, continue to Chapter 2. We'll begin with the story of man's origin in the heart of Africa.